can't laugh at that.
I've never been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's like the Times Square of Cleveland. It's like, yeah, it's here, but you live here, you don't go there.
I haven't been there since 1999. Seventh grade. So,
did you visit when you were in Cleveland, Caitlin?
Yeah. I went. I've been a couple times. I went when I was like 10 with my cousin who wanted to be a rock star and now drills holes. And then
he's a dentist,
but he's very musically talented. He still plays guitar and stuff. He's anyway. Yeah. I mean, honestly, dreams die. And then the only thing left are drills. But and then I went when I was at the Accidental Comedy Festival. We were like, we have nothing to do today. And so we went, and then it was like, okay, great. And then we left.
That's did you just did you speed through it or were you like paying attention to the?
No, I was in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Music isn't my thing. If I went with Steve, then we would be there for hours. So I made like a mental note, never go with Steve. But no, I don't care so much about music.
I'm the same
sounds
way.
Shitty, but no.
Do you ever get in a conversation with somebody where they're just referencing all these bands and all these songs, and then they ask you, like, what do you think?
Oh, no. Because I think they can see in my eyes that I'm like glazed over and just like, how do I get out of this conversation?
Right. Right. What are your thoughts on the people who quote movies and expect you to like join in on the quoting as they're doing it? Are you?
I don't know. I can't remember.
Does that hang out with the right people then?
I think so. I think we mostly talk about comedy and then just random existential shit and whatever is usually we're just making fun of someone. That is how my friends roll.
That's fair. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I've noticed that too. Like the more I hang out with comics, the less they quote movies. Like I've never been a movie quote guy. Somebody starts quoting a movie. It's like, I've seen that movie 3 times. I'm not picking this up. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, no. Why make quotes when you can create quotes? So,
honestly, that might be. So we do a quote graphic with each episode to kind of like wrap up the week in our social media posts for each episode, and that might be your quote graphic.
Oh, there you go. Fine. I feel strongly about my quote. So go ahead, use it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that'll be your epitaph.
Sure. Put it on my fucking tombstone. Am I allowed to curse?
No, that was a big faux pas. It was a big fox pass on your part.
Yeah.
Well, then this is going to be a very short interview for you guys.
Jesus is listening. So
yeah.
Thank
absolutely. God. Our second episode was about a local comic has a joke where he initially thought the word cunt referred to the inside of your elbow.
Aw, that's so sweet.
Yeah. So we dove right in head first.
Yeah, that's very sweet.
Yeah, not safe for work. Speaking of not safe for work, welcome to You Can't Laugh at That and Remade featuring Emma Watson.
Oh yeah.
Did you see that one?
Yes, it was very it was fine.
Yeah.
Why remake? It doesn't matter. Right. The cartoon's great. Leave the cartoon.
Right. I don't understand. I mean, other than money, hey, let's do a shot for shot remake of The Lion King with better animation. Get out of here.
I know.
Come up with something original.
I mean, the only good part was that what's his name was Zazu.
John Oliver, yeah.
Yes. Love a John Oliver. Get him in there. Make him more animals.
Yeah. He needs to be in more animated movies. Yes. 100%. Where are you at, Pixar?
Yeah, get on it.
Call John Oliver.
Right now it's like I'm doing some clubs in the city and they have a lot of plexiglass barriers and they have them right on stage and then they have them between people. And so you're basically doing comedy through plexiglass and it is like, you can't just go up there and do your set because it's not gonna, so you have to be present and you focus. What are you doing? Like last night, yelled at this group of like 21-year-old kids because they were like looking at me like I was crazy. And I was like, you think I want to be up here? Are you kidding me? And then I'm just like screaming at them. And then like they were trying to eat a mozzarella stick. And I was like, don't you eat that mozzarella stick. I'm talking to you. Like, it's like, but the rest of everybody else loved it. And these kids were like, ah! But it was very fun, but it was very present. And I was like, I cannot believe I'm doing this here. I am getting paid and I'm screaming at people for eating their food, but it's literally a sink or swim moment because if I am not present and fun, then I will bomb in this fish tank and I will never work this club again.
That is one of the most fun things you can do at a club is where there's one table and everyone else is laughing at their expense and they're all on your side except for that table. And that's or just like a wing. Like there's like a whole wing that you're making fun of for not laughing. And then the other bigger chunk is like laughing. And you're like, well, clearly it's you guys or I don't know.
Yeah. It was very strange. I found out later that they spoke English was their second language or something like that. They spoke Mandarin. And I was like, oh, well, then what I did was a hate crime. Jesus Christ. Like, I didn't know. But I'm also not sure. Like, it could have been a different table. So I was just like, now am I just assuming that they didn't laugh because they spoke a different language? Am I just profiling these people? No. Holy hell. It's all just what a shitty bag. But we had fun in the end. It was all fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you still do open mics?
I haven't in a little bit, but I only because I started my day job again, and then the clubs reopening have been really busy. But yeah, there's a place right around, very close to where we live, QED. They do mics, and I'm like itching to get back and just throw caution to the wind and just try. But I found now I have to kind of treat certain bar shows that way. But I also am, this is all very new to me. But I also have to remember that people put in a lot of time and effort to put on these shows. And so I never want to be disrespectful and just go up and like bomb. You know what I mean? There's that pressure to be like, oh, they, put my name on the poster and they did an Eventbrite and they did all this shit to get these people to come here. I need to respect that. And so coming up with new material has even been slower. So I really need to get back to some open mics where I can just be like, blah, and just shit all over the mic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. There's no mic that I won't do for that reason. Just at this point, I'm like still trying to remember old bits that I did before the pandemic and like getting those out in order in an authentic way where it's not like I'm reciting it.
Yeah.
But also I'm adding stuff to them and like I have to do that at mics.
It's so frustrating because like I used to be able to do like 20 or 30 minutes without a list, but now it's like I can do 15, 20 with a list and I'll be okay. Like that kind of thing. It's really not fun to redo everything.
It's true. Like sometimes you do 10-minute sets at the Cellar and sometimes you do 15. And so 10 minutes, we're like, yeah, okay, I could do 10. And then you get the 15s and you're like, fuck, it's only 5 minutes, but it's so intimidating. It's like, I have to keep this going for how long? Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, I get it, man.
Yeah.
And you want to bring up your notes. Oh,
yeah, I know.
You definitely can't.
I know. I have in my notes app in my phone. I just have I put the set list in there before, and I never look at it. Same as you. I never look at it. I have it in my or I have it on the stool just in case it's open. It's ready to go. If I have to look at it, I will. But in a book show, I don't. I'm a professional.
I mean, some of these guys, they bring up their notebooks anyway, and I'm like, what are you doing? You trying not to get booked again? Jesus Christ! You put that notebook away. Be a professional.
One time I did 10 minutes in front of like 400 people, and I put the notes right on the floor like Aerosmith, right in the front
that's
of the
funny.
thing. And they didn't care because this, we're in like Cleveland, and it was like it was just some like benefit show. So it was like, didn't matter, but I was like, why did I do that? But it still went well, but had one of those, had the most intense like panic attacks before, because it was like the only time I've done in front of 400 people. And it went well, but it was fucking scary, and shouldn't do that though.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes I think it's a matter of, it's trusting yourself and then not letting the nerves win, because I always have that like, I'll just put my notebook on the thing right next to my water, and if I have to look at it, I will. And when I started coming back to headlining after the pandemic, I would do that. And it fucked me up. It would make me less present, and I would go back, and I'm like, oh, I'll never do this again. But it's like it's like a 1 minute decision where you're like, do I bring my notebook on with me? Oh, and you're like, you have to say no to that. You can't let that win.
Right.
Yeah. You can't let the fear win.
I have a lot more fun not doing a set like that. I just go out there, and because I can't remember anything, I'm worrying more about just improvising and like talking to the audience, and then going into material that I know is related to it. And that goes so much better now than my older method, which is great, but it's also scary because I'm not used to it. It's still better though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good that you're like pushing yourself and like trying new things, especially after the last year and a half. Like, if you're not stretching yourself, why are you even doing this at this
point? You have to rely on your wits more than your memory. For me, at least.
Yeah, you got to dance, monkey.
Yeah, exactly. I have more energy though doing that, so it's good. Like I'll rip the mic out of this, and just get that energy right out of the bat. Like, I took the mic out of the stand before the host could even finish introducing me, just as a joke. It wasn't like, it was just like an open mic-y kind of a thing, and everybody, I got a laugh, and I was like, all right, good. They know I have energy, because if I don't have energy, I'm gonna suck. That's just how I roll. So
yeah,
I'm the same way. If I'm like. Yeah, I was just in Alabama. It was a bomb. It was a bomb. That works. Work that in. But I went up, and I was like super low energy for some reason, telling like jokes that are mostly high energy. I don't know what if I was tired, or if I like was overthinking things, which I probably was. And it bombed. And then the next dude went up and was like high energy, and it killed. And like I started listening back to the set, and it's like, oh, the only note I have for you, David, is to be yourself. What are you doing?
That's a note I could give you too.
Yeah.
Honestly. But you do fine. It's just, it's one of those things.
Oh yeah, it's a comfort thing too,
Yeah.
You got to be able to listen back and deliver those hard truths to yourself. And, especially because some of the material, I like to call out things that are happening in the world in a way that's like not being overtly attacking people's beliefs. Like I like people to, if I do a joke about, I'll do an example of like Confederate statues. I want to be in Alabama, and I want those people who support those statues to laugh at my joke about them. Because that's like, we connected, you agree with me on this, then cool. To me, that's like the ultimate, like I'm the puppet master. I got this. Like I have the audience in my control, but they feel like that they're like an equal part in it. That's always fun. I don't know where I was going with that. I basically wanted to kind of segue that into,
You can't laugh at that.